Hi, this is Jim Janis. Welcome to the first episode of What Would Jesus Eat? My wife and I have collected over 35 church cookbooks over the years. My wife's from a small town in central Illinois, and most of the churches down there have cookbooks in order to raise money. Now, there seems to be a common theme throughout these cookbooks, and that is the use of copious amounts of cream of mushroom soup, gelatin, aspic, frozen salads with no nutritional value, and ethnic dishes with borderline offensive titles and total lack of ethnicity. An example from a cookbook in Nebraska had a recipe for Oriental asparagus that contained asparagus, butter, salt, and pepper. What is Oriental about that? I have no idea. Good corn, good hamburger dish recipes are prevalent, as opposed, of course, to the bad recipe. I don't know what that contains. A can of rotten corn, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe dented. Also, there are several dishes that have very unusual names. Yam yam, runzas, and other frightening sounding foods. Our topic for the first episode is hot dish. We found dozens of these recipes. We'd never heard of it before, but my wife looked it up on Wikipedia, and it does exist. Let me read from Wikipedia. A hot dish is a variety of casserole which typically contains a starch, a meat, and other protein, and a canned and or frozen vegetable mixed with canned soup. There's the canned soup. The dish is popular in Minnesota and North Dakota. Wisconsin hot dishes typically add an amount of cream and cheese to the mix, of course. Quick and easy hot dish, our first recipe on our first episode, comes from the First Methodist Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. The cookbook is undated, but we think it's from around the 50s or 60s. The recipe contains no fresh ingredients. That's right, zero. Hi, so here's how we prepare a quick and easy hot dish. Start with a very large empty bowl. We take 1 can of mushrooms, sliced, juice and all. Lovely. And some tuna fish, preferably the highest grade tuna fish you can find, white albacore. Anything will do, really. This looks like cat food, but we'll put it in there anyway. See how lovely that looks? It's fantastic. Now, of course, the ubiquitous cans of soup. We'll start with the church people's favorite, the cream of mushroom soup. And we'll add that right in. Yes, this is looking very appetizing. And then chicken and rice soup. That goes right in. It's starting to take shape. 1 more can of chicken and rice soup. And we'll provide this recipe for you at the end of the show. Alright. Now let me get my spatula. And we will mix this all up. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It is something else. I'll grab my casserole pan. Right before we add the most interesting ingredient, Rice Krispies. A full box of Rice Krispies, fold them in gently. Oh my goodness, this is really... I wish we could just eat this right now. It just smells so great. You can hear the snap, crackle, and pop. Fold this in, center outward. I don't know if you can hear that. It is really popping. Okay, so now we'll add this to our casserole pan. These are the strangest Rice Krispie squares you will ever make, I guarantee. Okay, and pat it down gently. And they're really cracking. Okay. And then we will put this into our oven. Again, a 375 Fahrenheit oven for 1 to 1.5 hours. And that's the recipe, our first recipe, and we will be back in 1.5 hours and see how it goes. Welcome back to What Would Jesus Eat? We are now going to make a Spam hot dish. We explained earlier what a hot dish is. It's basically a casserole. And everyone, I think, knows what Spam is. I don't know if everyone's ever had it, but we need to dice up some Spam. I've actually never cooked with Spam before, although I've cooked with a great chef in Hawaii, Sam Choi, who is a master at cooking Spam and can actually make this stuff tasty. So we'll try to pry it out of this can. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. There's your Spam. So what we're going to do is dice this up. And this smells just about how it looks. I'll get a bit of dice on this. Always use a very sharp knife when cutting Spam. Alright, let's get the last of this diced up. Oh boy, this is really something else. Okay, so put that in a bowl for now. We are going to saute this up with some onions, some peppers, and some celery. Just a moment here. The rest of this off here. Okay, washing the hands. And now we're going to dice up a green pepper. And with the Spam. And now we're going to head over to the stove. Okay, now we're ready to saute our Spam and vegetables. We have 1 small yellow onion chopped and 1 stalk of celery chopped. We'll add that to our saute pan over medium heat. And then we're going to add our chunks of Spam and green pepper. Now we'll saute this until brown. Should take about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so we finished sauteing the Spam and vegetables, and the Spam is taken on a beautiful color. We basically want it to be any other color than it was, but it actually doesn't smell so bad. But there it is. So we're going to put that in this bowl, and then start to finish the dish off. So, I'm asked now to take our cream of mushroom soup and thin it with pea juice. The juice from the can of peas. I'm going to mix that up together. And that looks positively revolting and does not smell much better. I can tell you that much. And now we're going to assemble the dish. So, we have our peas, we have our mushroom soup with pea juice, and our chow mein noodles, and of course our sauteed Spam with onions, peppers, and celery. Okay, take our saute pan, get our Spam chunks, which are beautifully caramelized. Oh boy, yeah. Now here's where all the magic happens. Flatten that out. And we put in our peas. These lovely green peas. Canned, of course. Do not use fresh by any means. Oh my goodness. And now we are going to add our soup. And I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for an hour and see what happens. I'm betting Jesus would not eat this, but we'll see. You never know. And there you have it. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Now, to top it off with, of course, the chow mein noodles. I do not know how people come up with these recipes, quite frankly. But you can't judge a book by its cover, you never know. Okay, that looks good. So now we're going to pop this in the oven. Forgot one thing, a little bit of pepper. It requires no salt because there's so much of that Spam in there, I'm guessing. That seems fine to me, and I'll pop it in. Alright, we will see you back here in 1 hour, and we'll see if Jesus wants to eat this stuff. Bye-bye. Okay, well, through the magic of editing, our Spam hot dish and our quick and easy hot dish are both ready, and we're going to take those out of the oven now and plate them up. The aromas are just to die for. There's our Spam hot dish. And now we're going to take out the most interesting thing I've ever made, the quick and easy with Rice Krispies. And I've been cooking a lot of time and made a lot of things, and these two I think are the crappiest things I've ever made. What's worse yet is I'm going to be serving these to my soon-to-be 7-year-old son. And we'll see how he likes them and whether he thinks Jesus would eat them. Okay, as promised, we are going to have a taste tester to taste these fabulous dishes. That's my son JD. Say hello, JD. Hi. Okay, first we are going to plate up the quick and easy hot dish, which has a can of mushroom soup, 2 cans of chicken rice soup, a can of tuna fish, 1 can of mushrooms, and 1 box of Rice Krispies. So I'm going to try and get this out here. Oh, JD, doesn't that look wonderful?
No.
How does it smell? I think it probably smells fantastic. So let's give a taste of that. Daddy's going to try a little bit himself. Oh, yeah. Well, it is hot. Oh, boy. What do you think, JD? That is a texture you do not find every day. I'll tell you, yeah. Okay. So, do you think Jesus would eat that?
No.
I do not think Jesus would eat that. Okay, I just plated up some of the Spam hot dish for JD, and we'll see how he likes this. This has a can of Spam that's cubed and sauteed along with some chopped celery and some onion, green pepper. Also has peas, mushroom soup, and 1 can of chow mein noodles. And of course pepper with no salt. So JD, give that a try and see what you think. This is the Spam hot dish. Get some of those nice, beautiful vegetables in there. Okay. Give it a whirl. What do you think about that one?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good? Well, it defies logic, but let's see if that in fact is any good.
It's very interesting, texturally very interesting. It's not as bad as the first one, though. Fortunately, we have a dog next door, and we're going to be feeding this to the dog next door, but it doesn't look like much, but if I have to pick between the two, I think the Spam hot dish is the best, don't you think? I don't think Jesus would eat either of them, do you?
I think he would eat that one.
You think he'd eat that one?
It's pretty good.
All right, so we'll agree to disagree on that.
But rest assured, we will continue and search these wonderful books, and God willing, we will find a recipe that Jesus will eat. Have a great day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.